A curriculum analysis of 4th grade ELA standards of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. This curriculum analysis is being conducted as a component for the course EDU 511 curriculum for the online Masters in Education program at Franciscan University of Steubenville. Catholic schools in the U.S. have had a tradition of excellence since their inception. They operate under the jurisdiction of their diocese or archdiocese, specifically under their respective offices of Catholic education. The Archdiocese of Philadelphia Office of Catholic Education is no different. In reviewing its curriculum document, it is important to note its solid foundation as evidenced in its mission statement. Catholic schools form Catholic students to be full and practicing members of the Church, are centers of evangelization that call all to live fully the message of Jesus Christ, and are centers of academic excellence that rigorously prepare students to be lifelong learners and contributing members of the global community. Based on this mission statement, it proposes its purpose and philosophy, that it functions primarily to form its Catholic members, to evangelize society, and to provide rigorous academics for its students. This document was formally approved by the Archdiocese of Philadelphia Office of Catholic Education in 2011. With an emphasis on college and career readiness, the Archdiocese of Philadelphia acknowledges the importance of preparing students to enter an increasingly diverse global community. In order to achieve those outcomes within their curriculum, the document notes that a thorough study of current research, consultation and input from professional educational organizations, and countless hours of collaboration among teachers and administrators in the Archdiocese contributed to the construction of this curriculum for the 4th grade ELA standards. The 4th grade ELA Curriculum Committee was comprised of 8 members, with 1 acting chairperson and 1 member representing early childhood. This same committee was tasked with the construction of all ELA documents for all grade levels, kindergarten through 8th grade. Additionally, the document includes standards for 1 grade level above and below 4th grade, as well as a sample implementation guide. This document has been in effect for 8 years. It should be noted that the Archdiocese of Philadelphia fully adopted Common Core standards, and those standards are included verbatim as the backbone of this document. The 4th grade ELA document is organized as listed on this slide. All the verbiage contained regarding the standards is directly from Common Core for the first 4 parts as listed. Parts 5 and 6, which include 3 supplementary pages and an implementation guide, are offered to help clarify and unpack the standards. Note that 4th grade math standards, including those for 3rd and 5th grade, 1 grade level below and above, are also included in this same document. Lastly, it offers 2 pages which address grading and assessment, along with a resources page. The resources page includes links to the Common Core website, as well as links to other parts of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia Office of Catholic Education sites as well. The 4th grade ELA standards are organized linearly by categories and feature a whole-to-part sequencing design. The anchor standards provide the broad view, with the more detailed grade-specific standards following. The document offers a primarily academic subject design, but it does offer some considerations and recommendations for a correlated approach within the Sample Implementation Guide section. By viewing the standards below and above the fourth grade level, a spiral approach is evident, with each succeeding grade level recycling content at more sophisticated or complex levels. The standards listed encompass both knowledge and skills students should be able to know and do. The added implementation guide offers suggestions for unpacking the standards and designing essential questions, performance competencies, process skills, and assessments. The fourth grade ELA content standards are grouped together by categories as detailed on this slide. There are 6 general categories: reading for literature, reading for informational text, reading foundational skills, writing, speaking and listening, and language. Within each category are further subdivisions related to the knowledge and skills within it. As one example, in the category of reading for literature, there are 9 standards. 3 standards are within a section entitled Key Ideas and Details. 3 are within a section entitled Craft and Structure. 2 are within Integration of Knowledge and Ideas, and 1 standard is under Range of Reading and Level of Text Complexity. These same categories and subdivisions of standards are uniform in both the grade level below and above this fourth grade curriculum. In reviewing the standards below and above, it is evident that the ELA curriculum is both appropriate and rigorous for students. The vast majority of the standards address the cognitive domain. They detail the academic content and mental activity required in learning this subject. Some standards, however, do reference skills within the psychomotor domain, skills that require students to develop muscle control. Consider the following example of a standard in the curriculum that addresses both cognitive and psychomotor domains. Within the category of writing, under the subdivision Production and Distribution of Writing, is Standard W4.6, which states, with some guidance and support from adults, use technology, including the internet, to produce and publish writing, as well as to interact and collaborate with others. Demonstrate sufficient command of keyboarding skills to type a minimum 1 page in a single setting. By taking a closer look at this standard, we see cognitive knowledge and skills, such as the ability to use the internet, the ability to produce and publish writing, but we also see the psychomotor skill of keyboarding, as well as the stated level of competency, which is to produce 1 full page in 1 setting. Also evident in this standard is the importance of 21st century skills, specifically those of collaboration and communication with others. Technology and real-life applications are integrated since the student is required to use the internet in this authentic learning activity. As mentioned previously, the fourth grade ELA standards are the Common Core standards, but the Curriculum Committee created a sample implementation guide to help unpack these standards. Notice the sample implementation guide format on the left side of this slide. They used the 4 kinds of writing, opinion, narrative, informational, and research, as the framework for the template. In the chart, they correlated the writing standards for each kind of writing with reading standards. They then offered recommendations for essential questions, assessments, skills, content, integration of learning, and tools for learning for the correlated standards. The essential questions are ones that will help students acknowledge what questions they should be able to answer, as well as what questions should be guiding their thinking. The integration of learning section offered recommendations on how this learning connects to other subjects or other kinds of learning. Finally, below each implementation guide were prompts to assist teachers to make explicit connections to 21st century skills that would be woven into the standards. Assessments for the 4th grade ELA curriculum was addressed in 3 places in the document. Specific recommendations related to the standards were offered in the implementation guide as discussed in the previous slide. Ideas for formative and even possible summative assessments included short and extended writing pieces with the use of rubrics for evaluation, graphic organizers for planning writing or comparing and contrasting, the use of outlines for detailing information or research obtained, note cards for researching skills, and peer editing or peer review as another means for assessing student learning. A reference to the use of national assessments was mentioned briefly in the introduction of this document, and the final section of the document includes 2 pages regarding grading and assessment practices. It states some minimum requirements, such as at least 2 assessments should be administered for each ELA subskill, and it also listed some minimum requirements for ELA portfolios. Portfolios should include student involvement in choosing the writing pieces to include within it. It also requires evidence of student writing over time, as well as student reflections on their work. The 4th grade ELA curriculum for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia had some noteworthy strengths as well as some areas for improvement. First, we'll consider the foundations of this curriculum document. Its mission was clearly rooted and stated in the Catholic Faith Mission Statement in its introduction. Due to the relatively small ELA curriculum committee of 8 members, there were both some resulting strengths and potential weaknesses. The small size ensured both vertical and horizontal alignment, and it also offered continuity of both verbiage and format. Perhaps because of the small size, there may be some inadequate representation of teacher input from each grade level, or lack variety of viewpoints or perspectives. Another foundational strength is the legitimacy of the document, with its clear Common Core citation and formal approval by the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. 2 other areas of weakness involve the credibility of the developers, as well as the research or professional education organizations consulted. No supporting roles or credentials of committee members was documented. It simply listed their names. Nor were there any specifics regarding what organizations or research was consulted in the construction of this curriculum document. Next, we'll consider an analysis of the organization of the curriculum. The curriculum developers intentionally included ELA and math standards within the same document in order to build a greater awareness among these key disciplines. Additionally, the implementation guides really dig in to assist teachers in correlating the standards for all ELA components. The spiral approach allows for increasing depth and review of prior learning. Some noted areas of weakness in organization largely relate to the physical layout of the document. The table of contents was quite brief and unclear. For example, the supporting pages regarding text complexity are not even noted. Additionally, those supportive or supplementary pages seem disconnected to the bulk of the document. While it was very effective to offer the standards for one grade level below and above, perhaps they would have been more useful if listed in a continuum chart, so side-by-side comparisons could be made. Now we'll consider the 4th grade ELA content. The implementation guide offered an excellent and useful template to launch teachers into the important work of unpacking the standards. The standards, by their verbiage, encourage high levels of critical thinking and collaboration. The curriculum is coherent and follows a logical progression. There was also evidence of both constructivist and social constructivist learning theories, as it encouraged the importance of students building upon prior knowledge, making personal connections, making connections to other learning, and learning through interaction with others. A span of verbs that align with the various levels of Bloom's taxonomy was evidenced in the language of the standards, thus attesting to their rigor. Some noted weaknesses were the implementation guide was not comprehensive. Not all standards were included, so teachers would need to determine which were not addressed and how to incorporate them. No mention or references to the affective domain were made. Student attitudes and predispositions can significantly affect their learning. Some mention of these woven into the document would be useful for helping teachers to keep this in mind. Lastly, we'll look at the assessments component of the 4th grade ELA curriculum. Again, here is where the sample implementation guide was so helpful in offering a variety of suggestions. Additionally, the suggestions were performance-based and authentic, as they did not reference the typical paper-pencil quizzes and tests. It also included the portfolio component, which promotes the importance of process over an overemphasis on products. A weakness was that no specific teaching strategies were offered. Also, while a brief mention was made regarding national assessments, no specifics were given about it or its uses. The Archdiocese of Philadelphia ELA Curriculum Committee created a document with many strengths to help 4th grade teachers be effective guides in helping students achieve proficiency in these standards. With the rigorous Common Core standards as its backbone, the implementation guide may well serve as a truly useful and effective template to plan for student success.